Hello, madam.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning. All the best.
All the best, madam.
एकदा व्हिडिओ ऑन करून चेक करून बघा तुमचं.
हो.
हां. येस. स्लाइड्स रेडी आहेत ना तुमच्याकडे ते हे करायचे ते?
हो, रेडी आहे मॅडम.
हां.
अनुपमा मॅडम करणार आहेत ना?
हो, सुरुवातीचा अनुपमा मॅडम करणार आहे आणि तुमच्या सेशनचं अमित करेल. ते सगळे आले की आपण पटापट एकदा ते रिवाइज करून टाकू, म्हणजे मग कंटिन्युअस हे होईल.
ओके मॅडम. हो.
आणि तुम्ही फक्त मेन्शन करा की प्रशांत सर क्वेश्चन आन्सर सेशन घेतील म्हणून.
ओके, ठीक आहे.
पहिल्या स्पीकरचं ते घेणार आहेत ना, सो
हो.
फक्त तुम्ही मेन्शन करा की यांचा लेक्चर झालं की डॉक्टर प्रशांत कांबळे विल कंडक्ट द क्वेश्चन आन्सर सेशन फॉर दिस पर्टिक्युलर सेशन.
ओके, मी अनाउन्स करतो त्यांचं इंट्रोडक्शन झाल्यावर.
आणि जे काही कम्युनिकेशन असेल ते आपल्या कोर कमिटी ग्रुपवर करूया व्हॉट्सअपच्या.
हो हो,
त्यामुळे ते चालू ठेवा सगळे.
ओके मॅडम, चालूच आहे.
आता 10ला सुरू होतो. थँक्यू.
हॅलो प्रशांत सर, गुड मॉर्निंग.
हा, झाले जॉईन.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर. आवाज येतोय का बरोबर सर माझा?
हो, येतोय सर. व्हिडिओ नाही दिसत आहे तुमचा.
प्रशांत सर, चेक युअर व्हिडिओ ऑल्सो.
हॅलो.
हॅलो, हा सर.
येस.
व्हिडिओ पण तुमचा एकदा चेक करून घ्या ना.
हा हा, येस येस.
एकदा चेक करून व्हिडिओ.
ओके आहे.
ओके सर, एकदम ब्राईट आहे.
ओके, इज दॅट फाईन मॅडम? आणि
येस येस, ओके सर, एकदम.
थँक्यू. अच्छा, तुम्ही आय कार्ड पण घातलंय सर?
हो सर.
येस येस, आय कार्ड घातलंय. येस, मी पण घालतो.
याच्यावरती मतकर मॅडमची साईन आहे.
हो, सरांच्या साईन वाले आय कार्ड नाही आहेत आपल्याकडे.
हे कोण नाही, हे ऍटलिस्ट आपलं असलेलं.
हो, बरोबर आहे. आणि काय मग, काय ठीक? कालचा वाढदिवस कसा सेलिब्रेट केला?
सेलिब्रेट काय नाही सर, घरीच होतो. कुठे जाणार. संध्याकाळी गेलो थोडस, जरा बाहेर फिरून आलो.
अच्छा,
घरच्या घरीच.
हा हा हा. दीप्ती मॅडम पण आहेत ना?
हो आहेत, मॅडम जॉईन झाले.
आहे इथेच आहे.
मॅडम, क्वेश्चन आन्सर सेशन क्वेश्चन्स बोलताना सुद्धा कॅमेरा ऑन ठेवू का?
हो.
कारण मी बोलेन, नंतर ते बोलतील, उत्तर देतील, चालेल ना?
कॅमेरा विल कीप ऑन स्विचिंग ना?
मी एक मिनिट.
नो प्रॉब्लेम, ठीक आहे. येस.
आणि क्वेश्चन्स प्रशांत सर जसे येतील ना, चॅट बॉक्स मॉनिटरिंग करतो आणि ग्रुपवर टाकतो क्वेश्चन्स. सो यू कॅन टेक द क्वेश्चन्स फ्रॉम देअर.
ठीक आहे. येस. हा, म्हणजे सिलेक्टिव्ह क्वेश्चन्स ज्या चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये येतील तेच विचारू का?
हो, ते नोट डाऊन करतो आणि तुम्हाला पाठवतो आपल्या ह्याच्यावर, एक्झामच्या ग्रुपवर.
हा, ठीक आहे. म्हणजे मी जे आपल्या चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये येतील तेच आपल्याला प्रिफरेबली विचारायचे आहेत.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, yes. Got it.
Chalo, bye-bye. Yeah. Gaurav, please make Anil sir, Prashant sir, and Amita co-host. Gaurav?
गौरव सर जॉईन नाही वाटतं अजून.
आहे ना, होस्ट आहे तर गौरवच आहे.
अरे हो, नाव नाही दिसत आहे त्यांचं ना, ते पाटकर-वर्धे कॉलेजच्या याच्यावर नाही का.
जॉईन झालाय तो. गौरव? गौरव?
अनुपमा मॅडम आल्यात.
हो हो.
गेल्या. अमिता मॅडम. हा आहेत गौरव सर.
ते आता जॉईन होतो. Gaurav, please make others the co-host. We are opening the link in 5 minutes.
गौरव सरांचा आवाज येत नाही वाटतं.
हा येतोय, ऐकलं त्यांनी. मायक्रोफोन ऑन आहे त्याचा. Yeah, he's making all of you the co-host. Anupama ma'am? Anupama ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Please try sharing the banner
Yes,
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of you, please check your videos.
अमित सर.
Good morning, sir.
गुड मॉर्निंग अमित सर. अमित सर.
Yamgar sir is here. Good morning, Yamgar sir.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर. यमगार सर, गुड मॉर्निंग. Yes. Perfect.
The sound, Anupama ma'am.
Hello. Yes, ma'am. You can hear?
No, no.
I can hear.
No, can't hear the sound.
माझा आवाज क्लिअर येतोय का? तसं मी कधी बोलणार नाही आहे, पण
हो,
विचारतो.
येतोय तुझा क्लिअर साऊंड शेअर कर ना तू. अनुपमा मॅमच्या ह्याच्यात साऊंड येत नाहीये.
अनुपमा मॅडम त्यांनी कसं शेअर केलंय? शेअर कम्प्युटर हे नाही केलं का खाली शेअरिंगच्या वेळेस?
Audio.
शेअर कम्प्युटर ऑडिओ करून क्लिक असते खाली
आला
एक बॉक्स.
आला.
त्यांनी केलं नसावं.
कोणी केलं आता? आता येत होता आवाज.
मल्टिपल शेअरिंग केलंय का आपण? बघू का मी?
हा चेक कर एकदा. प्रिन्सिपल सर इज हिअर.
मल्टिपल येस मल्टिपल शेअरिंग आपण जे सेटअप केलं होतं ते ऑलरेडी आहे.
आहे 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 आहे. इट्स देअर.
गुड मॉर्निंग रमेश शंकर सर.
गुड मॉर्निंग. गुड मॉर्निंग.
चहा वगैरे पिला का? ब्रेकफास्ट वगैरे झाला?
हो हो.
कामगार सर लाईट तुमच्या मागे आहे चेहऱ्यावर.
हा तोच तो प्रॉब्लेम. जरा एक मिनिट हा मी लाईटचं बघतो.
हा.
सर स्मार्ट दिसतायत.
हॅलो अनिल.
हा सर गुड मॉर्निंग.
Sound. Hello.
येस येस.
Okay. Okay.
अरे हे लाईव्ह स्ट्रीमिंग होत आहे. ते लाईव्ह स्ट्रीमिंग आता लगेच नका करू ना. लाईव्ह ऑन युट्यूब जात आहे ते. हॅलो.
ते लाईव्ह स्ट्रीमिंग प्रायव्हेट आहे, ते कुणाला दिसत नाही. फक्त आमचे 4-5 लोकांनाच दिसेल ते.
अच्छा. ओके ओके
कुणाला बाकींना दिसणार नाही. तुम्हाला मेसेजेस येणार नाही, घाबरू नका.
ओके ओके.
टेक्निकल पर्सन खूप एक्सपर्ट आहे सर आमच्याकडे.
काही नाहीये.
गौरव रमेश सरांना आणि प्रिन्सिपल सरांना.
येस.
अमित
बोल बोल.
सोनवणे सरांना फोन लाव नाही.
प्रिन्सिपल सर आणि
कोणाला?
सोनवणे सरांना. प्रोफेसर सोनवणे.
हा काय रिपीट?
त्यांना विचार किती वाजता जॉईन होतोय.
ओके ओके.
आणि लॅपटॉपचा चार्जर सगळ्यांनी, जो कोणी लॅपटॉप वरून करत असेल काम, त्यांनी चार्जर लावून बॅटरी चार्जिंगला लावून ठेवा. नाहीतर अन्यथा मध्येच बॅटरी ड्रॉप होऊन जाईल.
प्रिन्सिपल सर. प्रिन्सिपल सर.
हा हॅलो.
हा प्रिन्सिपल सर रांगणेकर सर किती वाजता जॉईन होतोय?
9:45 जॉईन व्हा म्हणून सांगितलं होतं. करू का फोन?
हो एकदा करा ना सर.
करतो.
थँक्यू. म्हणजे एकदा त्यांचं कन्फर्मेशन आलं की मी लिंक शेअर करते.
ओके ओके.
कामगार सर has left the
गुड मॉर्निंग सर. जॉईन व्हा सर.
प्रशांत सर. प्रशांत सर. प्रशांत सर.
Yes, madam.
Please keep monitoring the waiting room. Amita, you also.
Yes, ma'am.
And please be alert on your microphones, all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Because we are now sharing the link and participants will start coming in.
Ma'am, already started coming in. Like,
No, I haven't shared the link. I'm now sharing the link. Gaurav, Meg, Yamgar sir. Don't allow the participants to come in for next 15 minutes. We'll wait for Kamnekar sir to join.
ma'am, can we allow the college staff to enter?
No.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Wait for 2 minutes.
मॅडम.
Yes.
पाटकर कॉलेजच्या ग्रुपवरती पाठवू का लिंक?
पाठवली. FDP च्या ग्रुपवर पाठवली आहे आणि ह्याच्या ग्रुपमध्ये आपल्या टेलिग्राम ग्रुपवर पाठवली.
अच्छा, काही जणांचा मेसेज येतो टेलिग्राम ग्रुपवरती नाही येत ते.
मग त्यांना कोणाचे आहेत? कॉलेजचे स्टाफ आहेत?
हा कॉलेज स्टाफ.
FDP ग्रुपवर पाठवलंय. आपल्या पाटकर ह्याच्या ग्रुपवर पण पाठवलं.
पाटकरवरती पाठवतो ना.
हो पाठवतो. रांगणेकर सर इज जॉइनिंग. Rangnekar sir has joined. Gaurav, please make Rangnekar sir the co-host. He has joined the audio. Rangnekar sir, principal sir, I think Rangnekar sir has joined using. Anupama ma'am, can you please stop sharing the banner? Thank you. Principal sir, can you ask Rangnekar sir to join using his audio because he hasn't connected with his audio? Gaurav, we also have our first speaker, Dr. Vinay Bhole, with the name of Vinay. Please make him the co-host. Dr. Vinay Bhole, please make him the co-host.
I guess.
Madam, I have joined on mobile as well as on laptop.
So your laptop name is Vinay Bhole, is it?
Yes.
So make Vinay Bhole.
Yeah, this is what the Vinay is written. That is laptop name.
Okay, so do you want us to make that as the co-host?
Yes. Okay.
Gaurav, मग जिथे विनय म्हणून आहे ना नुसतं make that the co-host.
Yeah, it is already made.
Okay, thank you. We'll start admitting people now. Amita, you can start admitting people.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Gaurav, please check if Rangnekar sir's audio is also on.
No, I guess sir has not clicked on connect with Wi-Fi audio.
We need to send the message then. Principal sir, can you please ask Rangnekar sir to join using his audio?
Yes.
Otherwise, he will not be able to speak here.
Sir, audio join kara, audio. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, he has joined using his audio. Good morning, sir. Rangnekar sir, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir,
sir. Yes.
Tilt your camera angle so that we can see you clearly.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, our first speaker is here with us, Dr. Vinay Bhole.
Hmm.
He is the former principal of Model College, Dombivli. Vinay sir, he is Shri Kishore Rangnekar, President of Chikitsak Samuha.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, sir.
I think he has lost his audio connection.
Hmm.
Gaurav, also make Vinay Bhole as the co-host so that there shouldn't be any issues with the audio and the video.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Again, there is a problem with the audio. I'll just call him up and ask.
Cable.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Bhole, can you hear us?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
We have Shri Kishore Rangnekar sir, our president of Chikitsak Samuha with us. We have Dr. Shrikant Sawant, who is the principal. We have Dr. Ramesh Yamgar, who is the IQAC coordinator and also the vice principal of our college.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Vinay, sir.
Yamgar sir, can we start? It's 10 o'clock.
Yes, okay. How many participants are there now?
We have around 87, 88 participants.
Wait for 2-3 minutes. So you already shared the link in among
Yes.
Telegram and as well as WhatsApp group.
Everywhere, everywhere.
Okay.
We have 92 participants. Should we start there?
Okay.
Good morning to you all. As the convener of this webinar, I take great pleasure in welcoming President of Chikitsak Samuha, Shri Kishore Rangnekar, Vice President Dr. Kiran Mandgaonkar, Joint Secretary Dr. Gurunath Pandit, Chief Education Officer Dr. Mala Kharkar, the speakers for today's webinar, Dr. Vinay Bhore and Professor Sanjeev Sonawne, Principal Dr. Shrikant Sawant, Vice Principals Dr. Aarti Sawant, Dr. Teresa Joseph, Vice Principal and IQAC Coordinator Dr. Ramesh Yanga, RUSA Nodal Officer Dr. Bhushan Murgaonkar, and all participants for this RUSA-sponsored one-day national webinars on examination and assessment reforms in the NEP 2020 framework, an IQAC initiative being executed by the Examination Department. It's my privilege to present the concept note for today's webinar. Radhakrishnan Commission 1948-49 had recommended, if there is one thing to be reformed in education, it is the examination system. Over a time, though India has attempted to move from examination to evaluation and now to assessment, a lot remains to be done. The pattern of examination from KG to PG has remained unchanged for a long time, with focus on scoring good marks. Society too, we see, gives preferential treatment to those who attend high marks. Be it the 10th or 12th, or even to a certain extent UG or PG examinations, the emphasis is on rote learning or memorization. Since the aim is to remember facts and procedures rather than understand them, a parallel tuitions industry has developed that encourages students to practice from previous year's papers and memorize answers. Whatever changes have been suggested have resulted in peripheral modifications, but the hard to address problems of evaluating students' learning and conceptual understanding have been untouched. Another major issue has been the absence of rigorous assessments at key stages of transition from primary school to secondary to senior and then to higher education. Lack of student outcome data precludes the opportunity for correction at every stage, resulting in students carrying misconceptions and learning gaps till much later in life. This also results into a serious issue of employability skills of students integrated in the academia. The unfortunate reality we face is that less than 25% MBAs, 20% of engineers, and 10% of all graduates in India are found to be employable. Thus, an unemployable workforce is at the core of India's employment crisis. The NEP 2020, with its emphasis on competency-based assessment and testing of higher order skills, such as critical thinking and conceptual clarity, promises to offer a long-term solution to this crisis. Yet, the challenges in implementing this philosophy need to be met effectively by all higher education institutions. The present webinar aims to look at examination and assessment reforms in the light of NEP and deliberate upon the challenges and opportunities for the higher education institutions in implementing them through various feasible practices. I'm sure we all will have a constructive deliberation on the topic today. Our college has a legacy of 57 years in the field of education. To tell you more about our institution, may I now invite our principal, Dr. Shrikant Sawant. Dr. Sawant has a long-term experience as an administrator. He was formerly the principal of Patkar-Varde College, Banda. Sir has also been nominated on the Academic Council of University of Mumbai. He is a recognized guide for PhD in English literature and has significant number of publications to his credit. Dr. Sawant, may I now invite you to say something about our college. Thank you.
Thank you, Dipti. Good morning to you all. This gives me immense pleasure to welcome you on the occasion of this RUSA-sponsored one-day national webinar on examination and assessment reforms in the new education policy 2020 framework. an IQAC initiative organized by Examination Department of Chikitsak Samuha's Sir Sitaram and Lady Shantabai Patkar College of Arts and Science and Patkar-Varde College of Commerce and Economics. Our college was founded by Chikitsak Samuha, an association of like-minded individuals who were keenly interested in education. The college was named after Sir Sitaram Patkar, a distinguished judge of Bombay High Court, who was knighted after his retirement, and his wife, Lady Shantabai Patkar. Sir Sitaram was deeply interested in furthering the cause of women's education and was the Vice Chancellor of SNDT University for many years. The College of Arts and Science started functioning from the academic year 1964-65 and the Commerce section from the academic year 1980-81. To provide career-based education, the college started degree-level self-finance courses from the year 2000-2001. Since then, the college has constantly upgraded the courses offered and the infrastructure required for these courses to provide students with best possible learning opportunities. In order to acquire more advanced and better skills and knowledge, the college under autonomy has introduced many job-oriented UG and PG and diploma programs such as BSc in Hospitality, Catering Services and Tourism, BSc Data Science and Business Analytics, BSc Actuarial Science and Quantitative Finance, Bachelor of Management Studies, Sports, BA Advertising, Communication Design, BA Psychology, MCom Sports Management, MA Communication Journalism, MA Public Relations, MSc Data Science and Business Analytics, MSc Quality Control, Quality Assurance, Regulatory Affairs, Analytical Development, MA Psychology, Master in Tourism and Travel Management, MA Sports, PG Diploma in Sports Management, PG Diploma in Enterprise Resource Planning. For holistic personality development of the students, the college gives top priority in imparting to skills for jobs and entrepreneurial development. The college has also introduced add-on courses, ISR activities for first year level for 4 credits, yoga and well-being at second year for 2 credits, and persona blooming at TY level for 2 credits. Total additional 8 credits at UG degree level programs. In keeping up the spirit of learning and growing through criticism, we have set up high standards, working continuously towards advanced goals. Many of our alumni hold very good positions in various fields. Patkar-Varde College has a place of pride amongst the various education institutions in the western suburbs of Mumbai. Our college is re-accredited by NAC in its 3rd cycle with A+ grade, securing 3.53 CGPA. Autonomy was conferred on the college from the academic year 2019-20. We are ISO 9001-2015 certified and recipient of Best College Award by the University of Mumbai in the year 2016-17. We are RUSA 2.0 awardee and DBT Star Scheme awardee. We are recipient of India's Education Excellence Award 2018 Berkshire Media LLC US. Education World India has ranked our college 43rd in India amongst the private autonomous colleges. RUSA is centrally sponsored scheme under MHRD, Government of India. RUSA launched in 2013 and aimed at providing strategic funding to HEIs. Our college is among the 26 HEIs in Maharashtra to receive RUSA grants under enhancing quality and excellence in select autonomous colleges. The college has been utilizing the grant to develop the physical and ICT infrastructure of the college and for organizing quality enhancing initiatives for students and staff, such as organizing conferences, seminars, workshops, FDPs, student training programs, as well as ISR activities. Organizing current webinar is one of the such activities. This webinar aims at examination and assessment reforms in the light of NEP 2020 and deliberate upon the principles, policies, and challenges and opportunities in higher education institutions in implementing them through various feasible practices. I take proud privilege to welcome our President, Sri Kishorji Rangnekar, on this occasion. I also welcome our eminent speakers, Dr. Vinay Bole, former principal of Model College, Dombivli, and Dr. Sanjeev Sonawne, Head Department of Education and Extension, Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Pune. I also take opportunity to welcome our Vice President, Dr. Kiran Margaonkar, Joint Secretary, Dr. Gurunath Pandit, Dr. Mala Kharkar, CEO, our Vice Principal, Organizing Committee members, and all the delegates, participants who are participating in this webinar. I'm quite sure this webinar will give us insight in the light of NEP and assessment, examination assessment framework. Thank you very much. Once again, I would like to welcome you all on the occasion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now call upon the IQAC coordinator, Dr. Ramesh Yamgar, to address the participants. Dr. Yamgar is the Vice Principal and Faculty in Department of Chemistry. He is the research guide for MSc by Research and PhD. He has published several research papers in national and international journals of repute and has received over 150 citations. Areas of expertise include coordination chemistry, green chemistry, and nanomaterials. Over to you, Yamgar, sir.
Thank you, Dipti Madam. Respected Honorable Sri Kishore Rangnekar, sir, President Chikitsak Samuha, Dr. Gurunath Pandit, sir, Secretary, CEO, Dr. Mala Kharkar, Madam, Principal, Vice Principals, and today's resource person, Dr. Vinay Bole, and other dignitaries on the online dais, all IQAC members, examination committee members, examination controller, Dr. Dipti Muzumdar, Madam, the entire organizing team of today's webinar, my colleagues and dear participants. Good morning and a warm welcome to you all. We at Patkar-Varde College firmly believe that the prime task of IQAC is to develop a system for conscious, consistent, and catalytic improvement in the overall performance of our institution. For this, we have been putting our efforts and measures towards promoting the holistic development and the academic excellence in our students and providing best services in the education sector to all our stakeholders. The college IQAC has always been committed to enhancement and sustenance of various quality initiatives, aligning them to the vision and mission of the institution and the objectives outlined by the NAC for higher education institutions in the country. IQAC works progressively towards the inculcating best practices in academics and administration by organizing seminars and workshops on the relevant themes. The IQAC organizes lectures on cross-cutting issues such as gender, environment, and sustainability, human values, and professional ethics, and the development of creative and divergent competencies of students and staff alike. The recent example of such events conducted were the RUSA sponsored webinar series comprising of 2 national webinars, an international conference on SDG, covering various aspects of inclusive growth, and the 3-day RUSA sponsored National Faculty Development Program on curriculum design strategies to enhance the employability and soft skills. The present national webinar aims to deliberate upon the various aspects of the examination reforms and assessment from NEP, New National Education Policy 2020 framework, to be implemented with effect from the next academic year, that is 2022-23. The new NEP 2020 aimed at having a positive impact upon the students' learning and the student satisfaction, as well as promoting greater confidence in academic standards and also the development of skills. I'm sure we all will have a fruitful deliberation on today's theme of the webinar. Thank you. Over to Dipti ma'am.
Thank you, Yamgar sir. This webinar today is sponsored by RUSA, Rashtriya Uchchatam Shiksha Abhiyan. And the webinar aligns itself to the RUSA objectives of ushering transformative reforms in state higher education, affiliation, academic and examination systems, and ensuring capacity building at all levels of employment. Dr. Bhushan Murgaonkar, the faculty from the Department of Chemistry, is not only the RUSA nodal officer of our college, but also the convener of ICT committee and a member of IQAC. He has taken significant initiatives to develop the ICT infrastructure of the institution through RUSA. We acknowledge your presence, sir, in this webinar. Chikitsak Samuha, our parent body, has a long tradition of 115 years in the field of education. This institution today is headed by Shri Kishore Rangnekar, who is the president. He is also the director of Saraswat Cooperative Bank, vice president of Marathi Vyapari Mitra Mandal, chairperson of Saraswat Chaitanya Prakashan, and managing trustee of the GSB Temple Trust. Shri Rangnekar is very modest about his achievements and positions and generally prefers to keep his introduction to the minimum. But we really like to thank him for always being there for us whenever we need him. Shri Rangnekar's special quality is that he is always calm, no matter how harried everyone around him may be. He has a knack for diffusing tensions and smoothing over all hurdles with his ready wit. I request Rangnekar sir now to please address the audience.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Namaskar and good morning to all. I, Kishore Rangnekar, President of Chikitsak Samuha, the parent body of Patkar-Varde College, once again welcome you on today's RUSA-sponsored national webinar on reforms in the National Education Policy 2020. As you know, NEP is the first education policy of 21st century and aims to address many growing developmental imperatives of our country. Nahi jnanena sadrusham pavitram iha vidyate. This is in Bhagavad Gita. That is, in this world, there is nothing pure as the knowledge. The world is undergoing rapid changes in the knowledge landscape. The gap between the current state of learning outcome and what is required must be bridged through undertaking major reforms that will bring higher quality, equity, and integrity into the system from early childhood and education through higher education. It is said that nothing can be changed by changing the face, but anything can be changed by facing the change. The pursuit of knowledge, that is Gyan, wisdom, Prajna, and truth, Satya, are always considered in Indian philosophy as the highest human goals. India has produced great scholars like Charak, Sushrut, Aryabhat, Bhaskaracharya, Varahamihir, Panini, Patanjali, Chanakya, Maitreyi, Gargi, to come to name a few. They are our idols. Yad yad acharati shreshta, tat tat eva itara jana, sayat pramanam kurute, loka tat anuvartate. Bhagavad Gita. Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow. And whatever standards he sets by the exemplary acts, all the world pursues. A good educational institution is one in which every student feels welcomed and cared for. And finally, as Swami Vivekananda has said, no good thing can be done without obstruction. It is only those who persevere to the end that succeed. Thank you very much, and my all best wishes to this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We always need your blessings. With this, we come to the end of the inaugural session. To conduct the next session and introduce our first guest speaker, may I now invite the organizing secretary of this webinar, Dr. Anil Bhalera. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dipti madam. Am I audible, madam?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you, madam. Greetings and good morning to all respected personalities on online dais and dear participants. I'm glad to introduce our first resource person for the day is Dr. Vinay Bhole, former principal, Model College, Dombivli, a man who believes that one should be a lifelong learner, holds a number of academic degrees that includes MCom in accountancy, MA in economics, MA in criminology, MSc in psychology, MPhil in management, MBA in HR management, MDBA personal management, PhD in HR management, DSc, Doctor of Science, LLB, Law of Medicine and Law of Children and Women, and LLM in criminology, among of others. Dr. Bhole is a NAC assessor and has been on the UGC review committee twice. He has worked as an advisor to more than 10 colleges in the process of getting confirmed autonomy. He has authored a number of books in Marathi, which are now being translated in English as well. पालक नीती, व्यवस्थापन, कालचं आणि आजचं, and समुद्र मंथन being among them. Sir, we welcome you and request you to please address our participant on the topic NEP 2020 challenges and opportunities for higher education institutes with focus on the assessment. So thank you very much, sir, for being with us, and welcome you, sir. And I request you kindly deliver your talk. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Respected Sri Kishore Rangnekar-ji, President of Chikitsak, Dr. Gautam Pandit, Secretary, Principal Dr. Shrikant Sawant, Dr. Sanjeev Sonawne, today's guest speaker,
Sorry, your voice is cracking.
convener Professor Dipti, all the members of teaching staff. Very good morning. Very good morning to all. Now, before we start and we go to our basic subject, let me clear that our country, India, where we have got a great legacy of rich educational standards for thousands of years. Lord Macaulay introduced the new education system before 175 years, and we continued with the existing exam pattern where a student has to study the syllabus, prescribed books are given. After reading that, there is an exam. In 3 hours, the student has to write what the person knows, and the lengthy answers are assessed by the concerned teachers. Then the student is given with one piece of paper called as what mark sheet, and such type of mark sheets are collected several number of degrees. Now, this is a time that we have to change the method. Whenever there is any sort of change, always there is resistance, and this is a natural or normal human tendency. Now, when we talk about what exactly we have done in education in last 70, 80 years, in that University Education Commission 1999, after independence, it was the first step towards Indian educational activities. Then Secondary Education Commission was set up in 1952-53, and by that time only University Grand Commission was set up to govern higher educational activities. Then the next step was there, Education Commission was established, rather was set up in 1964-66, that is popularly called as Kothari Commission. Many recommendations were given, and now we have been following the same. National policy on education was introduced in the year 1968, and that was a milestone. Then 42nd amendment in the constitution was made to alter the activities concerned to education in 1976. Then whatever policy now we have been following today was basically introduced in 1986. That was national policy on education. And why it is said in last so many years there was no change in educational activities, because after that policy of 1986, only some modifications were made in 1992 and 1996. So to revamp the total scenario, TSR Subramaniam Committee was set and a report was submitted to central government on 27th May 2016, and then Kasturirangan Committee report was submitted on 31st May 2019, and that was the main part where exactly the story of NEP started. Now here in many seminars, in many conferences, people are discussing on this NEP. Some of the opinions are against the NEP. People say that NEP will be a problem, but it is not like that. Whenever something new comes, we have to be there to accept that in a wholehearted manner. The prominent feature of NEP is autonomy. I think that your college got autonomy in 2019, and this year your first batch will be on the verge of completion of their graduation. My personal feeling is that autonomy is the best activity because it is not going to hamper pay structure. It is not going to hamper the reservation policy. It is not going to hamper any benefit or any privilege that is given to our students. Now there is a resistance because whenever there is a change, people have that nature. The speciality of this autonomy is what 60-40 pattern. There are various such features, but main crux is that 60-40 pattern. In that 60 marks regular paper, the student has to write, but in that 40 marks pattern, several things we can do, and in that 40 marks element, the real crux lies. We can easily introduce novel ideas. We have introduced certificate courses. Additional credits are given to our students. And what is the speciality of this autonomy is that the entire exam structure has now changed, because before the colleges, those who got autonomy, you can just compare the structure of exam. Earlier, 20 years back, there was yearly exam. Only in the month of April, students used to appear for exam. A lot of option was given to them. Out of 200 marks, student used to appear for 100 marks paper. Then they used to get their results. There was etiquette system, and such type of students used to pass their graduation exam, PG exams. But because of these certificate courses, additional credits and marks given for active participation, then attendance, and so many other things, now they have to attend the lectures. Now, another one direction I would like to highlight here, at the central government level, now within few days, AICTE, NCERT, and UGC will be clubbed together, and new body will come, that is what HECI. And once that HECI comes, that is what Higher Education Council of India, they will have their own norms, and again we will have to change the exam pattern, or we may have some changes in what our regular curriculum system, because what happens, certain norms are given by UGC. Now all these autonomous colleges are in dilemma whether we have to follow Maharashtra University Act 1994, or we have to follow the structure, or we have to follow what our governing council, academic IQAC, plus we have got governing council, academic council says, and everything we follow. So there is a chance of confusion, because colleges, what we have seen, whatever 40 marks
Sir, sorry to interrupt
for
you.
the assessment
Your
of
voice is not.
students is introduced per department changes, and unnecessary.
Sir, you have muted yourself.
Oh. Hello, now I am audible.
Yes, you are audible, sir.
No, there was some problem. Okay.
Sir, your voice was also cracking in between.
Okay. There was some connectivity problem.
No connected. Okay.
Okay.
So I think you are joined from two instruments, and that may be interfering or something like that. Bhushan
Now
sir.
it is okay now.
Bhushan sir. Yeah, Anil sir, please see.
Sorry for this interruption.
Anil sir, Bhushan sir,
Yes,
please
sir. Yes, sir.
help sir. Okay.
Okay. Sir, you continue with this laptop, sir.
Now it is okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is okay now, sir.
Thank you. Okay, sir. Now, whatever changes are going to take place because of the HECI, that also we will have to follow. Now, a very important unique feature introduced by NEP, I would like to highlight, and that is what Parakh. Now, Parakh is a unique feature. Now, what the Parakh says, it is what performance, assessment, review, and analysis of knowledge for holistic development. Now, what happened exactly before the introduction of NEP, we used to follow our own pattern of exams, that everybody knows that we will conduct the exams, then we will assess the papers, then the results will be declared, then again some students will apply for revaluation, then there is a change in marks, then students say that the education system is not proper, they will criticize our teachers, then many a times that friction comes. But what the Parakh says, that there will be setting of norms, like SOPs, we will have to set our own norms. Maybe the norms established by the college, maybe the norms established by examination committee, but certain norms are to be there, because I have helped more than 10 colleges while getting their autonomy. And when we used to discuss with their teachers, then many of the teachers, what they suggested, for 40 marks, we will have 40 MCQs, and students will go to computer lab, they will appear for this MCQ exam, then whatever results they will get, that will be automatically recorded, and then we will be free from our responsibility and liability. Then I said that to assess the papers and to conduct the exams is our job, and this is not our liability. So it is very much necessary to understand what are our duties and responsibilities. We cannot evade that, we cannot avoid that. So Parakh says that regarding the examination and regarding the evaluation and assessment, there has to be certain norms. Then standards and guidelines for the assessment. Certain standards are to be established by college. Certain guidelines are to be given to examination committee by the academic council, or we may hope that HECI will give us some guidelines in near future regarding the assessment and evaluation, and guidance to state achievement survey. All these factors are there involved in Parakh. Now in that Parakh, there is alphabet R. That R stands for rational, revise, and revival. Now here, what exactly I mean to say, whatever NEP says, that booklet you must have gone through, the details you must have read, I am telling you something between the lines. Now here, why there is a resistance? Because many teachers, they are under impression that all these parak and these ideologies introduced by UGC will create problem to the teachers and students will be deprived of certain benefits, but it is not like that. We have to improve ourselves, because you must have read in newspapers also, in that NEP there is one section, that is what 100 universities from foreign countries are going to come to India. And you know that we all are teaching in what, Mumbai and suburbs. When 100 universities from foreign countries, they will come to Mumbai. Suppose take the example that maybe 10-20 universities from other countries, maybe from Europe and UK or other USA, they come to Mumbai, they establish their colleges, and if they compete with us, then where we will stand? So we have to improve ourselves. Continuous assessment, continuous improvement is the basic crux of this NEP. Now, NPST, one part is there related to this particular subject. That is what National Professional Standards for Teachers. Now, when we join the college, when we get the job, we start assessing students. And there is no machinery to assess the teachers. So 5.29 section, it is related to schools, not given to the colleges, but there are certain changes expected in NEP that may hamper our degree college teachers also. What that 5.29 says, that teachers, those who are unable to perform as per the state standards, on them, the college or university may take the action. Because our job is that we are not accountable to anything. We go to classroom, we teach the students, we try to perform our level best. We work for 50 minutes, we teach. Of course, we say that we are performing very well, but there is no machinery that students can assess us. So NPST, that is what National Professional Standards for the Teachers, if you go through that, then many elements are there. According to the standards, what we are expecting that students have to follow, certain standards will be there, that these standards teachers also will have to follow. Then another one feature that is related to assessment, we have to understand, that is what ABC. You must have gone through this concept. That is what academic bank of what credits. Now, unnecessarily, our teachers have that feeling that I am a student of so and so university, my university is the best. Now, you must have seen that in staff room, many teachers, they discuss that somebody has completed a PhD from so and so university, and others criticize, in that university, anybody gets a PhD. Somebody does MPhil or any other qualification somebody acquires, then people criticize that teacher. It should not happen. To eradicate all these type of problems, ABC concept has emerged now. Now, suppose that somebody has completed FY and SY from a particular university and wants to go for graduation, that is what, third year. Now, what concept we have got? In between, we cannot move to other university. We have to go to our parent university. We have to complete that degree. Then only we can switch to other university for any other educational qualification. But because of this ABC, a national level facility will be provided to promote flexibility in curriculum framework. So what will happen is that credits will be stored in that ABC. The student is X, has completed first year, then left the college, joins the job. After certain number of years, joins the college again. Then the same credits will be continued like that, balance in what? Passbook. Now, our point is that in which year, who was our student, and what was the method of evaluation, and how we have assessed the students, all these records now onwards, exam committee will have to maintain. Again, we will have to track that in which year, how exactly that student failed in a particular subject, then how that ATKT part is to be tackled. So another one challenge will come because of this ABC, and what NEP says that ABC will be interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, then it will provide academic mobility for the students across the nation to improve their higher educational standards. Now here what will happen, if a student from North India or South India comes to Maharashtra, Mumbai, and who has left his education in between, can claim that your college must give me admission because of this clause. And again, all the records we'll have to check. Again, the assessment will be a challenge for us, but we will have to accept it. Now, another one aspect of assessment is that 360-degree assessment. Now, whatever assessment now we do, maybe in our exam structure, when the students write down the papers, their answer papers, we can say that number of pages they write down, sometimes it is difficult to read their handwriting. Then whatever they write, sometimes imaginary things are written, certain elements are not in syllabus. Everything we know, we assess the papers, then grace marks are there, then we pass the resolution, we give them marks. Then again, there is a competition between the departments, that in which department, how many failures are there. All these things happen in all the colleges. But students get one piece of paper, that is what mark sheet. On that it is written, the person has scored this and this much number of marks. Now the mockery has taken place, because when we conducted in last year and this year we are going to conduct exams, that is what MCQ test. You know that those who were unable to pass in FI and SY, they got 90+% of marks because of this MCQs. And I know that this particular batch may have problems when they will go for the job. But everybody was helpless because of the impact of COVID. So that let us keep aside this matter for a few minutes. Now, what this 360-degree assessment says here, there will be a regular and a formative type of assessment. Different types of ideas you can use while assessing the students, and this assessment will be competency based. Now, sometimes what happens, a student may be good in communication, but bad in explaining the things on paper. Sometimes the students, they explain the things very well in paper when they write the exam paper, but in communication skill, sometimes they are not good. Sometimes some students with lot of hard work, they score the marks, and after a few days, they forget the syllabus also. So our traditional system, where in Marathi we say that the students have become pariksharthi and they are not vidyarthi. So they are very much interested in what exams. So somewhere NEP wants to change this concept, and that we will have to accept. Continuous evaluation is the activity. Now you just recall those who were in job prior to 2000. You may just recall those days of 97, 98, when 5 hours job was not compulsory, that 5 hours restriction was not there. People used to go to college, they used to teach, and after the lectures, they were allowed to go. Now, there was a friction between what science teachers and arts and commerce teachers, that you complete your lectures and you go home. And those who have got practicals and tutorials, they will say that we have to be there in college for longer duration, long hours we are there. Then somebody will say, but you come late, we come early. Now here exactly we keep away our basic activity. That is what we are teachers. We have to devote our time for self-study. We have to read many things. We have to write research papers. We have to upgrade ourselves. And then only we have right to say to students, you are not upgrading. So here, what this particular 360-degree appraisal says, that promotes learning and development. A student has to learn. Only mugging up certain things and writing that in exam is not expected. A student has to learn. A student has to develop himself or herself. And here there is a test of higher order skills such as analysis, critical thinking, conceptual clarity. All this is expected. Now in classroom also, just a person enters, delivers lectures, and comes back, I know many teachers, they tell the students, only I will talk, there will not be any interaction because I am a teacher, I know the syllabus, I will teach you, and at the end, if you have any doubt, you ask me. But this is not expected here. Here, proper analysis of the students, their understanding capacity, their knowledge is expected, as well as critical thinking about the syllabus, exam pattern, what the student has understood, that we will have to understand here, as well as a student must have conceptual clarity. Here, NEP says that only marks what the student has scored is not the expectation. What we expect, the student after passing a particular exam, when goes to job market, there should not be any problem of employability. As now we know, less than 10% students, they are employable. They have degrees and diplomas with them, but employability is the problem. NEP wants to remove that hurdle. Now that mark sheet, here the progress card, that word is used in NEP, then they will not say mark list or mark sheet. Progress card is the terminology. There also they have used the word 360-degree report card. Now, required skills acquired by the student will be mentioned on what report card. Now, here many new things will come till we implement the new policy, new education policy in a full-fledged manner. Many new things will come. Here, state governments and universities also will have their own say. Plus, as we are autonomous colleges, we will also have our own ideas. Teachers will have to work more. They will have to be in college for longer duration. We will have to change our examination system, and then only we will be able to compete with foreign universities and private universities. So we cannot be away from this race. And if we say that we do not accept that, a time will come, we will be out of the race. So this is a very important thing, that 360-degree report card, when the students will carry with them from a reputed college or from a reputed institution, they only will be employable. Now also, or before that, you know the comparison between other general engineering colleges and IIT Mumbai. Of course, we know that what type of comparison is there. MBA, when you get from any general university or from IIM Ahmedabad or IIM Calcutta, what difference we observe, the same thing will be there, so that in progress card also, how you have assessed the students will reflect the quality of institution, quality of teachers, quality of exam committee, and quality of assessment thing. So required skills will be mentioned there. Socio-emotional development stages will be considered while preparing that 360-degree report card. Because we cannot say our student is best and student has scored this much percentage of marks. Now what we say is the marks scored by that student in exam. But yes, socio-emotional development stages includes EQ, IQ, as well as SQ. Now, because of this NEP, IQ is of course important, intelligence quotient. But we have to consider EQ, that is what emotional quotient, as well as spiritual quotient. So how the person is able to tackle with all the other persons working, like colleagues in his organization, how the person is able to tackle with environmental problems, all this will be considered and will be reflected on his or her mark sheet. Now, what is this holistic progress? What that NEP expects? Now, sometimes what we have seen, our students, they get degree and they are not able to perform properly in interview. Sometimes there is a language barrier. Sometimes there is a communication problem. Sometimes they are not able to express themselves, so that what is expected in NEP, holistic progress in that first point is that communication skills. Now here again, I would like to mention that our teachers, they have one wrong notion in their mind. Whatever subject they teach or to which department they belong, they feel that That is the only subject important in education system. But all subjects are important. All types of persons are required in society. In knowledge, there is no comparison. Unnecessarily in last few years, our teachers and students and parents, and in general in society, that comparison has taken place, and people have weighing machines in their minds, and they compare what is the value of arts, what is the value of commerce, what is the value of science. It is not like that. These are called as what? Avenues to get education, knowledge. In our Indian language, we can say Jnana Shakha. So everywhere, knowledge is very important. And whatever knowledge you want to acquire, there you can excel with the help of your personal qualities. So my dear friends, this is absolutely wrong to compare between the departments and to say that a particular subject is important, particular subject is not at all important. It is not like that. So communication skill will be very important. Here the importance goes to Department of English, Department of Marathi, Department of Hindi, like that. So languages will be of utmost importance. Then social skills will be there, psychology and other subjects, so that what the NEP says, a student from medical science also goes for additional credits, then the doctor can learn any subject, maybe accountancy also, maybe law, as additional credit, because when the person has to run his hospital, must know accountancy, the person must be good in communication. So all types of subjects and all types of avenues of related to education will be important. So a lot of value is given to social skills. Then motor skills, that is what process of movement, how the person moves in society. Sometimes we say, we distinguish between what? A cultured person, right? We have the concept in our mind. Educated, learned, and cultured is different. In our Indian language is what we say, somebody is what? Sushikshit, but not Susanskrut. So that Sushikshit is educated and Susanskrut is cultured. So Susanskrut, that is what cultured, has got more value. So what this particular holistic progress expects here, a person must have motor skills developed through the education pattern, then self-care skills and cognitive skills. Okay, whether the student has understood the subject. Now to explain all the things, these 5 elements, we have to conduct the exams accordingly. And here we got this liberty because of we got autonomy now. Now you will say that many participants, those who have joined to this webinar from other colleges, where the college is non-autonomous, they must be in dilemma that how I am saying that autonomy, because central government had a plan to give autonomy to all the colleges till 2022, those who have got A or A+ grade. In the sense what? Those who got in NAC 3.1 onwards scale will be given autonomy, and 22 onwards till 2028, all 41 colleges in India will be made autonomous. This is what government expects. And when all 100% colleges will be autonomous, naturally, each college will have its own speciality in curriculum, in teaching, in examination and assessment standards. So the goal is to transform the culture of assessment. What NEP is expecting, what is a basic goal or objective of NEP is to transform the culture of assessment. Now we should not say that only that final exam is sufficient or 60-40 is sufficient. We may have various additional methods of assessment in time to come, because all of you know, in Board of Studies meetings, these meetings we conduct twice in a year. We can have chance to review our own policies. After a few months, we may feel that whatever we were saying 6 months back was wrong. And now I feel that I have to upgrade myself. I have to change my own ideas. So once you are open-minded, you can say, yes, I accept that whatever I said last year was not foolproof. Some lacunas are there. And now I came to know that whatever I was saying in 2019, in 2020, after COVID impact, certain new things I have learned, and I have to change the syllabus given to students. I have to change the exam pattern. So in 3 phases, we can analyze this. In 1948, after independence, whatever policies were given were exam oriented. Exam was made more important. Then in last 20 years, we made it evaluation based. From exam, the ideology was shifted to evaluation, and what now NEP says, from evaluation, we have to go to assessment. Evaluation and assessment are little different. Now we have to assess the students without having any grudge or any prejudiced mind. We have to assess our students, because now you may say that in many of our colleges conducting exams of arts, science and commerce up to UG, we had last year MCQ type of exams. But in Mumbai University only, for LLB and for LLM, they conducted the exams in such a way that a student was asked to sit in front of laptop or mobile, camera was on, then paper was given to that student used to get the papers. It was expected by students to take the screenshot. Then the questions were asked in such a way that you will not get the answers on Google. The questions were like that: explain the case, or give your opinions, like that. The student has to write down the paper. Then after that particular schedule is over, through CAM scanner, student was expected to take the photos and upload on a particular link, and that type of exam was taken. In many cases, Viva was taken. So here you cannot say that MCQ exam was conducted by all the colleges and this will be the method in near future. Wherever you have that feeling that I must assess my students in a proper manner, we have that shift of paradigm from examination to evaluation and from evaluation to assessment. Then how all this will possible? Because when we go for proper examination pattern, students also will have active participation, because there will be two-way communication. Now what we do, we take attendance in what classroom. Then always we have a feeling that students give the proxy attendance, or when we take the online lectures, then also sometimes we download the attendance, we call the numbers, we take the attendance. Then in the regular lectures when going on, we go for a blacklist. All these things we know. But when we go for this 40 marks element assessment part implemented in a proper way, what will happen? Students will actively participate in their curriculum without any blacklist. They will come to college, they will take interest in syllabus, they will ask their doubts. So it will be a two-way communication. Sometimes what happens, a teacher goes to class, 45-50 minutes, he or she delivers lecture, then comes back, and very few teachers, they are open-minded, they go for proper question answer session in last 5 to 10 minutes. But in general, I'm not criticizing anybody, but this is what way of teaching. So when active participation will be a part of your 40 marks element, teachers will have to assess the students, and there we will be encouraging two-way communication. Then retention of students will be in a better scale, because when that learning will have discussion. In many colleges in Mofussil area, in rural areas, the management of any college in rural area or principal and teachers, they always have the problem, and they say that we always have problem of getting students. We are not getting sufficient number of students, because in NEP one clause they have given, if the college or school has less number of students, then these colleges or schools will be closed down and they will be merged with other colleges. So here again the tension is there. So here active participation of students will have practical aspect. Students will take part in their curriculum, and then actual doing, actual working, actual thinking, then on the job learning, that is called as what? activity-based learning will continue. Now, another one element I would like to highlight here, that is formative assessment. Now, the question comes, what is this formative assessment? Because it means wide variety of methods that teachers used to conduct in the process of evaluation of students will be nurtured in proper manner. In the sense what, earlier also many teachers, they used to take their students for excursion, then many students were taken for industrial visits. All these things will be common in near future. So again and again, I am emphasizing this 40 marks element. Now, general psychology is that 60-40 elements in the sense what, 60 marks paper and 40 marks internal, whatever we feel okay, we will conduct the exams. It is not like that. Our own creativity and creativity with the students can be merged together. We can have different ideas and novel ideas suggested by teachers to the principal and management of college can have background to make the college famous. Till date, the colleges, they used to develop their name because of infrastructure, how old the college is, results of the college, cultural activities, sports activities, but now the things will be different. Many colleges, they got A grade, A+ grade in NAAC evaluation based on their results and other related activities. But if you go through the new pattern of NAAC, this formative assessment will be taken very seriously. Here, we will be able to enjoy that 40 marks element. Now, for example, in your lecture, after completing a topic, you can ask the student, you tell me about the concept map. Whatever I have taught you, you prepare concept map, and in next lecture, you submit that to me. Then the real assessment will start, whether the student has understood the topic. Sometimes it may happen that student may have more knowledge in a particular topic. It has happened. Students, they have experience, practical experience in PG classes. You may observe this. That they may be superior than the teacher, and we have to accept it. All these new things will come because of these new elements introduced by NEP. Then another one concept I would like to highlight here, that is what CBE. What is this CBE? That is competency-based education. So that now we have this 10-point scale. Earlier in HSC, SSC exams, everywhere we have seen that how much marks a student has scored, then relatives, friends, and everybody will appreciate the person, and the person will be in that rat race. Many good students, because they got less number of marks on paper, they will be frustrated. There are many cases only because the students, they got less marks, they had the problem of frustration. But now what the NEP expects, such things will not happen because competency-based education will be the term. Now again, we will go to the report card system. As earlier I have said, in assessment, we will have to introduce holistic report card, 360-degree report cards, I said, and multi-dimensional card. So you will have to collect progress cards or report cards from various colleges, from north to south. Then that job will be assigned to examination committee. You have to study that through different webinars and seminars, that how exactly they have understood the concept of holistic report card. And I feel that this process will be a never-ending process. Now we have got our own fixed pattern of mark sheet. We just fill up the marks and the mark sheet is issued to the students. But how exactly this holistic concept you have implemented in examination pattern will have a lot of value. Then you must have come to know that India is the first country to introduce AI, that is what, artificial intelligence, in what schools. And I think that within a few days, colleges through their IT departments will be introducing artificial intelligence. And once the IT people and IT students, they become familiar with AI, naturally for other departments also, help of AI will be of great importance, and while assessing the students, we can implement this AI formula. Our former central government HRD minister Pokhriyal ji, once in one speech, he said that after the implementation of NEP, a student will be able to do self-assessment. You know that those who have studied management sciences must be well aware of the concept that is called self-appraisal. Sometimes in a performance-based self-appraisal, when you give that self-appraisal form to a teacher or an employee working in any organization, and you ask that person, you fill up this form and you tell whether you deserve promotion, whether you deserve what salary you are drawing, then many people, they have really accepted that they are not doing anything. Now, sometimes what happens, in every organization, there are some people, they don't want to do anything. They have only one activity they like, to criticize others. If somebody is doing something, then to laugh at that person, to criticize somebody. This is what normal human tendency you can see everywhere in the world. But NEP expects that a student will have self-assessment. Guardians also can assess the students. Teachers, of course, they do the assess the students, they will continue. And co-students also, they will assess the student. Now, in various TV programs, we watch that through SMS, marks are given. Points are given to the candidate. Of course, 10%, 20%, some evaluation points are there. Like that, what is expected is that evaluation will not be done by a teacher only. A student can have self-assessment. Guardians also can fill up the forms, and they also can assess their ward. Of course, teachers will have to assess the student with the help of artificial intelligence. Impartially, the student will be assessed, and co-students also will be assessing the student. So like that new pattern we will be introducing in our country, maybe within few years. Now in this NEP, what type of different type of assessment now we are expecting? This is what between the lines. Certification to improvement in what? Learning. What type of certification? That if you introduce any new method, earlier under university pattern, that method was not given recognition. But as now many colleges, more than 47 colleges in Mumbai and suburbs, you can see they have become autonomous. After a certain phase, B++ colleges also will become autonomous. Rather, as I said, all will become autonomous. And so that this is the NEP what has given this particular holistic report cards and self-evaluation pattern. All this is what? Certification to improvement in what? Learning. Because all the teachers will accept that sometimes we may not be in mood, we may have some family tension, we may have some health issues, and when we go to classroom, we do our job, we deliver our lecture, and we only feel that today my lecture was not good. And sometimes we enjoy the lecture, we only understand today my lecture was really good, or today I could not deliver as per the requirement, as per the mark. And we can see on the face of our student also, now they got bored, they are not happy with our lecture. But sometimes what happens, teacher directly says that students are bad, they are not understanding my lecture, but no teacher says that I am not a good teacher, I have not improved myself, I have not implemented unique ideas. But now because of NEP, all of us, we will have to go for what? Improvement in what? Teaching, to have improvement in learning. Then another one element, what the NEP says between the lines, that is what? De-emphasizing on memorization. Now what happens? Students, they in 12th standard especially, 21 sets are there. IMP questions are there. Certain topics, you can see that on which the questions are repeatedly asked in university exams. Students jot down these questions, study these questions well, Some of the questions are repeated again in exam. They write the answers very well, they score well, and in society, they move as an intelligent student, a person who has scored very good marks in exams. So here, de-emphasizing on memorization will be the point. In continuous assessment, various qualities of the students will be assessed. In that, memory will have certain limited value. Then continuation and comprehensive evaluation will be the expected pattern. Because continuous evaluation and comprehensive evaluation will be there, then use of grades in place of marks. Now we calculate in terms of 100. When we say percent, it is out of what? 100. But when we talk about grades and 10-point scale, students will come out from the rat race of scoring the marks. Now, what is the main crux here? Assessment for optimizing learning and development of students. So whatever new techniques we are going to introduce will have optimum learning and development of students. So in nutshell, what we can say, today we measure ourselves and our students in terms of marks. There is a lack of holistic assessment. So all of us, we have to study the things, rather we have to study the past, what mistakes we have committed, we can rectify now. We can come up with new ideas, novel ideas. Then earlier there was no standardization. Suppose a teacher sets the paper based on very simple questions, because in his department there is a problem that required number of students have not taken the admission, and there is a tension that last person will go out, so that easy questions are set and students are promoted. This type of things will be now away from this new concept, because there was no standardization. But when we will follow the NEP, we will have standardization. Then there was no descriptive evaluation. Now we will have to go for descriptive evaluation. Now in NEP, we will have to go for what? Use of technology. We cannot say, I am not techno savvy, or I'm not able to manage with the modern technology. We cannot say like that, because before the impact of Corona, till February 2020, people were not used to talk on online lectures. It was very difficult for teachers to deliver lecture by using Zoom or other such devices. Now evaluation through technology will be there. Then descriptive measures for students' growth will be implemented. Holistic progress card 2-3 times I discussed with you. This will be the very important required part, and involving parents in evaluation process will be very important. A parent may be from village area, maybe from city area. A parent may be educated or may be illiterate, but will have a lot of value as a stakeholder. So there will be clarity when you evaluate any student and you assess the student. So let us be ready for changes. Now there are some teachers, my teacher friends, those who are on the verge of retirement, they always criticize this NEP in staff room and they discourage youngsters. My request is that please do not go for all such things. Now, while introducing me, your teacher, Dr. Balerao, said that I am writing some exams. Yes, last 50 years, I am writing what exams? And every year I read something new. I write the exam. I don't say that this is something special I am doing. I will never say. But as a teacher, we have to read something new. We have to follow new things. We must read research papers published by foreign journals. Then we come to know where the others have gone and where we are. So naturally, when I discussed a few minutes back, when these foreign universities will come to India, there will be a problem for many colleges. Seriously, that colleges may have a problem of existence. Today we are happy that there is no problem, we are getting our salary, but a stage will come, good teachers will be hired by these foreign universities, and there will be a comparison like private hospitals and municipality hospitals, and this is going to happen. We cannot be away from all this. This should not happen. This is, I also feel, but we have to upgrade ourselves. We have to improve ourselves. This is the only way to improve ourselves and then to improve our students. So limited time was given to me. I think that 1 hour is over. And I feel that whatever I wanted to say about the examination, assessment, evaluation of the students as per NEP, I have mentioned that in front of you. Now I request you all, if you have any questions, you can please ask, or rather we can proceed further. At the end, I would like to say I am thankful to management, principal, vice principals, all the teaching staff members and convener of this webinar for giving me an opportunity to express my views in front of you all. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, we can proceed for that. Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bore.
Yes.
We had, while registering the participants, we had asked them to put forward any doubts that they might, or any queries that they might want to ask you. And accordingly, we have a few questions from the participants.
Yes,
to conduct the question and answer session, may I now invite our committee member, Dr. Prashant Kamre. Over to you, Prashant, sir.
Thank you, Dipti ma'am. So greetings to all and good morning. Let me take the opportunity to take question answers. So, sir, the first question that is being asked by Sopan Adhav, sir, should autonomous colleges follow the university assessment system under NEP 2020?
No, sir. Autonomous colleges will have their own ideologies, so they can have their own pattern. So NEP never said that we have to follow the university pattern. So autonomy will not be affected. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. The another question comes from Mokshita Shetty, madam. When are all policies to be implemented and how?
Now, the basic answer is that last year NEP was introduced. In between, there was a hurdle due to Corona. Still, we are not able to start our regular lectures in colleges. So maybe from next year, step by step, we may implement NEP. And let us think positively that we all are teachers, we are capable, and we are ready to welcome these changes. And very successfully, I'm sure that we will implement all these things. Let us be positive. From 22 onwards, I hope that step by steps we will be able to implement NEP. Next.
Thank you, sir. Another question comes from Captain Nilima Prabhu, madam. Madam asks, how can the accountability of examination methods and the examinees be validated and assessed?
This is a very good question, because the point is that we will have to develop the system that will be foolproof. Because earlier also our teachers used to assess the papers, and when there is a revaluation, many cases have taken place. There was a drastic change in marks in either positive or in negative way. So we should not criticize our own friends, our own colleagues, but on the same lines, we will have to develop some foolproof method that may depend upon the college, or in time to come, certain guidelines will come that how we can make the system foolproof. Next.
So thank you so much, sir. Those were the questions asked during the registration. So your session was very informative, and definitely it has added many informations to our idea of NEP 2020, and we are ready to accept that with
Yes,
the fullest. with the fullest heart. Okay.
Yes.
So thank you so much, sir, for such a beautiful session. Now, may I call upon Dr. Amita Kohli, madam, to introduce our next eminent speaker, Professor Sanjeev Sonane, sir. Over to you, Amita, madam.
Dr. Prashant,
Sorry, madam. Yes.
we will have to wait for a couple of minutes because Professor Sonawne is joining in 2-3 minutes.
Oh, so sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just got a call from him. So he is joining in 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
We will have to have a break of 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Dr. Bhore, can I ask you one question?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Yes. There is one question from Dr. Ramesh Yamgar also.
Yes.
That can you give a few more inputs about the formative assessment?
Yes, madam. Before that, I would like to say sorry that I am in my computer lab. I'm in college now, and there was some connectivity problem in between, so that there was some disturbance. I say sorry for that. Now, I discussed about formative assessment. In that, what is expected that department-wise we can have practical ideas, rather that will assess the students in a unique manner. Because in a, now if I have to give you example, in accountancy, because I belong to commerce faculty, that example I would like to give. The students may be asked to go to banks and to conduct surveys, or they can have some Swayam and MOOCs courses on GST, or for them certificate course in GST can be the option. And suppose there is a department of communication skill, that is what English literature, then they can train the students of commerce discipline, because sometimes what happens, teachers, those who are expert in English, they always have the complaint that commerce students, they do not take much interest in business communication, and it's a very, very important subject. So they can have some novel ideas how to train the students in improving their communication skills. Like that, small projects can be given by science teachers to their students. Like that, we can have formative assessment, but all the HODs are requested to take into confidence their departmental colleagues, and then only you can have the formative assessment. Because if all are not ready to apply that method, then there is a possibility of utter failure. All must accept that formula. And if you have any sort of difference of opinion or any sort of misunderstandings, that will hamper the assessment of students. So any formula you can apply, you all are experienced teachers, you all have novel ideas, you all are highly capable. So according to your subject and department, you can have the formative assessment. Thank you.
So just to add to what you said right now, when we say that the departments can work out the formula for formative assessment, will it be necessary, especially when we are talking about autonomous colleges, will it be necessary for all departments to have a similar kind of an assessment formula? Because given the content that is going to be different for each of the subjects.
Yes.
I mean, the whole concept of having a uniform formula doesn't seem to work in this respect.
No, that cannot be possible. Only the 40 marks element to follow, because we have to feed the marks, and that software will not accept any other formula. So you can have the sections 10 marks or 5 marks given for active participation. Slot will be like that. Then you can have 10 marks internal assessment, internal exams.
Right.
Then there in maths and business communication, tutorials are there.
Right.
Like that, you can have segment 10 marks, 4 segments. Like that, inside that, I mean to say A, B, C, D, 4 segments are made. Then per segment, department wise, you can have your own formula. That can be done.
Right, right.
So uniformity can be maintained in terms of marks, but not in terms of formula to evaluate and assess the student.
Right. And just one question which has been posted in the chat box. You mentioned about having, you know, the multiple things that need to be assessed and put in the mark sheet, the grade card that the students are going to get. There is one question that says that if you have a sample of such kind of grade card, will it be possible for you to share it with us so that we can...
I will try, definitely I will try to get it from, because Tamil Nadu is the first state to introduce autonomy maybe 25 years back.
Right.
So that this we have to accept that in that state, and still in Maharashtra, only in University of Mumbai, people have accepted that autonomy is to be introduced. But in many other universities, still there is a resistance because people have some wrong notion about the autonomy. So if I get that format, definitely I will share with you all.
Yes, because if you can share it with us, then we will put it on our Telegram group for the benefit of all the participants.
Yes, of course, of course. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bhore. We have our next speaker with us now, Professor Sanjeev Sonavne. I now request Dr. Amita Kohli, our member of the examination committee, to please take charge of this session. Over to you, Amita ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dipti ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Gaurav, Mr. Gaurav, who is our technical in charge, I request you, Gaurav, to please check whether Professor Sonavne has been made the co-host for this session.
Yes, ma'am. He is host. He has to join the audio.
So, can you, I mean, will it be possible from your end, or should I call him up and ask him to do that?
No. Yes, yes.
Has he joined with his audio? Yes, Amita ma'am, please proceed.
Yes, my voice is clear and loud to everybody.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Now I welcome you all with my hands joined. Now, a warm welcome to all the participants. Again, the second section. Now, a very good morning. It gives me immense pleasure in introducing you all to the to our next resource person of the day, Professor Sanjeev Sonavne. Now, currently the head of the Department of Education and Extension, Savitribai Phule, Pune University. Now, Professor Sonavne is also the in-charge director of UGC Academic Staff College, Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Director, Faculty Development Center, MHRD, PMMNMTT. Savitribai Phule University, Director, National Resource Center, MHRD, Savitribai Phule University, in-charge Director of School of Open Learning, Savitribai Phule University, and in-charge Advanced Technology Learning Center, Visually Impaired. A man whose area of research include teachers' education, inclusive education, examination and assessment reforms. Among other, is the apt person today to speak about the topic shifting from content-based assessment to competency-based assessment for testing higher order skills such as critical thinking and conceptual clarity. With 6 international publications, 23 national publications, 4 publication international conference proceedings, and 13 publication in national conference proceedings, 15 books to his credit. I'm sure we all will benefit from his vast experience. We welcome you, sir, and invite you to deliver your talk, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Hope that my voice is reaching to everyone who are connected here. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yeah. I am sharing my PPT, so you will be very comfortable to what I am saying. Wait for a minute. Have you allowed me to share?
Yes, sir. Gaurav, can you just check into that?
Yes, yes, madam.
Yes,
Can
sir.
you able to see now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Friends, today we are talking about the assessment reforms in National Education Policy 2020. In this line, sorry, this is another slide which I had shared with you. Please wait. Yes, friends, I am actually sharing which I was a working group of a NCRT of reforms in examination. In this line, I am sharing with you. Friends, the assessment in pre-independence, I am just within a 1 minute how the assessment in India has been changing. The development and reform in examination as per the need of the hours and the recommendation by the before the ancient India, then medieval India, then Mughal period, then when the British period and colony starts at that time, the Woods Dispatch, then the Sadler report, then Hartog report, how we are going to change according to their needs. Actually, the reform in examination was recommended by the various commissions in India and various traditions of education in India. But you see in this line the holistic approach of the education, whether the learner has been achieved in a holistic development or not. It was actually in the academies, that is the asramas, by the Guru Sishyas at that time. So now the Education Commission assessment, after independence, we have a Radhakrishnan Commission, Mudliar and Kothari Commission. In our future discussions, I am referring all these things, how the previous things still they had recommended, but we are struggling still for the reform in assessment. Now the National Education Policy at the 1968, when the Kothari Commission recommended for a shift in the focus from evaluation from certification to the improvement in learning. So this word is very important. Improvement is learning. The assessment and evaluation is for the evidence of improvement in the learning. What happens today? Why this one of the recommendation Kothari Commission needed. Suppose we will take a simple example that we are analogy I am explaining, giving you that suppose we are traveling by driving a scooter and there was a wet road and we slip it and we have a pain in our hand and there is an injury, we immediately approach to the orthopedics. And when you reach to the orthopedic hospital at that time, they first go for the X-ray, and they see observe the X-ray whether it is really there is any crack or not. And then if somebody is like this had an incident in his or her life and approach to the orthopedic expert, and they had a X-ray and put in a pocket and again said that now you have a fracture, you can go home. So you will say that how the fool is the doctor. Well, he is diagnosed me, but not giving treatment to me. The same thing is happening in education. We are preparing a mark sheet of a various subjects of our own student, and whether the student has achieved a good, bad, something, we only record there, but there is no treatment to improve in the any subject whether the student has cracked or injury or lacking or shortcomings, and to improve that we are not. In this sense, actually the certification to improvement learning. For the improvement of the learning, the Kothari Commission had recommended actually the basic things in why we need a assessment. We need an assessment to check whether my learner is really progressing as per the intended objectives to be achieved. Now, in 1986, the previous policy, which we are just now, and the new on the threshold of a new education policy. See, the era of a 1986 national education policy suggested for elimination of excessive element of chance and subjectivity, de-emphasizing memorization, introduction of a continuous and comprehensive evaluation, use of grade in place of marks, and introduction of a semester system from secondary stage to up to the university level. So this was the actually recommendation in 1986. Now see, you can, everybody is a part and parcel of higher education and this the nation's education system. We will see that how sincerely we are implementing all these things, even though there is a question mark. We haven't understood the continuous and comprehensive evaluation unless why university need a end examination, semester end examination, year end examination, or university examination. We did not need, but the the concept of a continuous and comprehensive evaluation (CCE) we haven't actually understood very properly. Very few people had understood, but see, I am a good cook. At my home every day I cook my vegetables, my dish every morning. My wife is a good cook. Everybody here sitting in a housewife or some may be cooking like me at the home. And at the kitchen, we are following the continuous evaluation. We can say that any dish, when we prepared it, we cut the vegetables, prepare all the spices and everything, cut the onion if you want to add it, cut the tomatoes, and we prepare for the preparation of the any dish. At that time, we put we on the flame, burn a stove, and put the pot on that, and then pour a little bit of oil in that as per our needs, and wait for a period. And the first continuous evaluation starts from here, and we want to add a mustard into the pot but before that we confirm whether the oil has properly heated or not. And for that purpose, one piece of a mustard is put in the oil, and if it is cracked, this is the one of the test whether the oil has been properly at the specific temperature or not to go ahead. This one stage is confirmed very confirmly by the test of cracking the one mustard seed. And then if not, then again the flame is raised. And this, if this stage is occurred, then the well cook goes for a second thing. He put the another ingredients and then onion in that. Wait for a little bit hour to turn the onion color into golden or brown a little bit, so that we confirm after again a second test of a achieving the second stage whether the change in the color of the onion, which we are expecting that onion has been cooked very properly, and then go for a next stage as per every stage is confirmed and go for the next stage. But in education, continuous evaluation is for this. Every week after a module or after a unit, we should have a this type of test, and whether the competencies for which the content is there for what as a vehicle, we should confirm with the as continuous assessment test whether my learner has been achieved this test or not, matured up to that competencies which we are saying that we want to achieve, and then goes for the second module. And if in the kitchen we haven't confirmed the stage by stage, you will immediately you put the pot and oil, and immediately you put the mustard and put the oil, onion and other vegetables and cook it. What will happen? Every stage is not occur very properly matured, then what will happen? But in education, we do it without confirming whether the learner had achieved the first stage or not, or the first unit or module, which we are saying that the objectives has been achieved or not, or the learning outcomes has been fulfilled or not. But we go for the next stage, and that's the interesting things we have to understood in the principles of a continuous evaluation, which we have to very honestly implement in every aspect of a teaching learning process. And that's the very important thing, which actually this NAP 1986 is saying, and we implement it very blindly. The in a school education, people had blamed that up to the 8th class there is no any examination, and that's why the quality of education has been dropped. But the question is that whether the people had understood a continuous evaluation. The approach was there in 1998. The Professor Yashpal has given a very excellent report on burdenless education, Boj Bina Shiksha. Professor Yashpal, everybody should go through this report, and actually the continuous evaluation and free from the fear of examination. The Professor Yashpal has propagated in the UGC commission and report of a regarding that. Then the friends, the assessment in pre-independence area, just we had gone through it. Now I'm going to the new education, the NCF, how the in 75 recommended 88 and 2000, the new curriculum framework, and lots of things. The same thing is that the teaching learning process and the qualitative improvement in the education, which we say that. The now here I'm saying that the journey of student assessment gone through a long way of passing through a oral test, written test, public examination, internal, external examination, continuous and comprehensive evaluation, and and the competency based assessment, which is very important. But still it is absent in the Indian education system. Very few, we can say, in a pockets in a higher education institute it is followed. So attempt to shift from content-based assessment to a competency-based assessment is essential. And this new education policy also emphasizing on that. Why? We are testing today only the content. And why the content? We are still are not understood the, if you, I will give you a simple example that when I, as a dean of a faculty of my third term as a dean of interdisciplinary faculty, I visited in a college. At that time, some previously recognized teacher meets me, and he said that, "Hello, sir, how are you?" I said that I'm fine. What are you going on? What is going on? He said that, "Sir, now there are which course I'm teaching to a first year or second year or any year. The out of the 5 units, 3 units are over and 2 units are remaining. Then my student will be ready for the examination." Still this answer is coming, and then we feel that very sad and bad that the teachers are only content deliverer, and not confirming about the competencies whether it has been developed or not. And that's why it is very important we have to shift from content based to competency based. In this line, I will give you a simple example. As I am from a pedagogy teacher, and especially I am in the area of mathematics pedagogy, I will give you a simple example of mathematics, how the content is a carrier of a competencies in this line, and the content is only a vehicle which is utilized for a sum to understood the and develop the competencies. See, I will give you simple. That Ram had purchased a one mobile phone for 10,000 rupees, and after 2 years using it, he sold out to some of his friend for a 5,000 rupees. Then another example we will take, a Asmin had purchased a cycle for a 7,000 rupees, and then also after 1 year he sold out for a 5,000 rupees to her friend. So now in both example, how much loss and profit has been there to Ram and Asmin. So here, friends, the way frankly I'm sharing with you that the RAM is not important, mobile phone is not important, cycle is not important, Yasmin is not important. Then what is important here? The important here is the whether my learner or the student is able to identify the purchase price, selling price, and difference between them. And then if the difference is more than purchase price or vice versa, then what whether there is a profit or loss. This thinking process is very important. So competency of identifying the purchase price, competency of identifying the selling price, competency of a comparing it, and come to the logical end of a deciding whether there is a profit or loss. And that's why it is very the thinking process is a, and that's actually the competency which the Ram in the example that the Ram and Asmin's example I want to share with you. So like that we have to prepare a content which we actually we feel that the which competencies are there. And that's why at the end, at the beginning of the seminar we have beginning of the semester we have to confirm with our 90 days, the first day what I am going to do, second day what I am going to do, 42nd day what I am going to do as a course in charge, and whether which course outcomes, which is COs, in that competencies I am going to develop in my student. And at the 90 days how many competencies will be there and to developed in my student, and for that purpose what type of content I had utilized. The content which actually the university has recommended or suggested is not enough. Then whether I am going to develop my own content that my own students learning, because we have a varied ability student in a classroom, and for that purpose whether what type of competencies has been developed by the university recommended curriculum. But still there are some students, those are slow learner, or we can say a differently able learners can have a different type of content which is very easy, and our teacher can create a content which actually to for the use of a development of the competencies. And then actually we have to refer to the Bloom taxonomy, whether in the three area of a Bloom's all-round development, cognitive development, then the cognitive development, and also the psychomotor, which is called psychomotor, and the emotional development, we say it is an affective domain. Whether the student has been understood that know the thing, then if he or she know, can understood. If understood, then can apply. If apply, then can analyze. If analyze, then can synthesize, join together. And if this process is done, then can create a new knowledge, new knowledge, write a new poem, write a new novel, write a new essay, or create a new innovative processes and product in this life. So the higher order thinking, how it is achieved through the content which really I am delivering to the student, and through that, and that is why assessment is a very important. For that purpose, we have to develop as per the intended competencies to be developed, the rubrics of assessment to be developed. Suppose the thinking is there, whether the level 1 thinking is doing, then what is the description of that? Level 1 thinking can tell to others, can understood, can again remember to others, and like that, or can explain to other, or apply in a different context, in a different situation, in a new situation, or new example is coming there, analyzing it is very properly. And this is the interesting things actually we have to develop in our student. And for that purpose, this new education policy is giving importance to the content development by the teachers on their own. Hello. So friends,
Sir.
yes.
Sir, can you do the slideshow so as we can see slides properly.
You are unable to see it?
No, sir, we are able to see it, but the slides are small. So if you go on the slideshow,
now it is clear.
Your slides are clear, sir, but you just click on slideshow.
Then I had done just now.
So there is a one icon is here, sir, slideshow, animation, slideshow, review. At the upper side of the slide, sir, there is a insert, design, animation, slideshow, review, view.
No, that I had done actually. I am doing it again. I will show you.
Okay,
so
sir.
you can be comfortable.
Is it okay, sir? No problem, sir.
No. Just wait.
If you want continue, sir, continue.
You can share the slideshow now. Please see it now.
Yeah, sir. Your slides are visible.
Okay. Can I proceed again?
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you,
sir. The transforming the culture of assessment, which is recommended in a new education. Also, please let me know that at what time I have to finish. Huh?
Sir, you can resume your slides from where you had stopped earlier, sir.
Can I say something here?
Yeah, you had. Yes, Gaurav.
People can zoom into the screen if they are looking into the mobile phone. They can just click zoom. They can see it as a slideshow only.
I had actually shared with you. You can share it with them afterwards also.
Okay, sir. We'll do that.
So how many minutes I have?
Sir, you
Hello?
have. Sir, you have got about 30 minutes. No issues.
30 minutes.
Yes.
So there are 10 minutes to 12. At what time I have to finish?
So by 12.
So I can arrange accordingly.
Sir, you go on, sir. Huh? No issues. Please go on. We have time in hand.
Okay. Thank you. So what about the new education policy is saying? That's our emphasis now, which really we have to work on that. So friends, just now I said that the emphasis on transforming assessment for the optimizing learning and development of all students with a focus on the following features of the assessment: regular, formative, and competency-based evaluation. We talk about this. The regular is very important. We are not regular. Regular means what? Actually the teacher has to design according to the need of the course, whether it is needed as a need to know me whether the competency has been developed or not. Another thing, the promoting learning and development of a student. So here, then again, the confirmation of a competencies which we have to confirm by the assessment, because all over the globe, the higher education is facing one problem, and that is whether the learning outcome after learning has been occurred or not. After learning has been occurred or not, and that is very important. And the whole higher education system is still struggling regarding how to confirm the learning and how to enhance the learning outcomes which we had decided. And according to that, then our graduates' value will be depending. Now we are facing one problem in Indian higher education system. The 80% has been acquired marks by the BE mechanical engineer or in any faculty or any degree. I am giving you. But in a market, whether he or she is really of 80% or not, nobody is confirmably saying. Not a vice chancellor of any university or teacher who taught them or himself a student cannot say that I am of a 80% marks I had achieved, and I am of a 80% worth. And that's the problem. And that is why this new education policy, how the realistic evaluation or assessment of our graduates, we can do it. And through that only we will know that the real, where my student is standing or my learner is standing, and what type of treatment again I have to, or intervention I have to make, so that the value of graduates will be enhanced. And that's why it focuses on the assessment for learning. Assessment for learning, not for assessment for certification or awarding the grade or awarding the degree. And that's why it's a learning, and how they confirm the learning has been occurred or not. And for that purpose, we are thinking to have or the teachers should be capable to have to their own assessment system, which include the rubrics level. And rubrics are very important. I will give you simple example of the how to prepare a rubrics. Suppose one competency we will have, and that's the comprehensive or understanding. Whether my student has understood the concept or not, as the teacher has taught or the student himself or herself has learned. Then there will be a learning. Whether the name of the concept my student is able to tell, whether that means whether the concept known by name. Then second thing, what are the aspect of the concept, what are the whether my student is able to explain the understand whether he or she understand the concept and really can able to explain to the others in his own language. That's very important, in his or her own language. And that is the assessment for the learning at the level of a understanding level. Any concept has been acquired by my student or not. And for that purpose, we have to see the three levels. One level can tell the name. Second thing, know the concept or aspect. Third thing, can explain that concept to the others. And then if application level goes, then another levels will be added to the rubrics. And for that purpose, then we give any assessment activity, and through that assessment activity, whether my student can achieve this level 1, 2, 3, or 3, 4, and then we can go. For that purpose, the teacher should understood the how the assessment for the learning process is there, what type of course I am going to teach, how many processes and concept and application and new innovation and new creation I am going to teach in my course. And in that course, whether what type of competencies are there, and how the competencies of a level 1, level 2, level 3, and then higher level or 100% level my student will reach. And each level description, the teacher should do it, spell out very properly. And according to that, when the assessment will be completed, whether my student is behaving or responding according to that, and that level the competencies has been achieved by the student. That is the important. This new education policy is emphasizing this type of actually the assessment. And then friends, the transforming the culture of a assessment. We does not have culture of assessment. We have a culture of certification. We have a culture of examination. We have a culture of only assessing for declaring the result. Whether that in the result the student has progressed or really acquired the concept or process or really acquired the knowledge or not, achieved the competencies or not, they are not knowing. And that's why how to create a culture, the continuous tracking of a learning outcome of each learner. So you should have a program now, record of card, very simple. It does not have any computer program, card, like a card, and every card, on that card, as per the my student, how it is, how many learning outcomes are had intended, and how much level the each one is going to. So that continuous tracking should be there. The board on university examination to be more flexible with the assessment essential schools. Now that's why autonomy is very important. The autonomy and own teachers, they can go for a flexible assessment procedures there. Now the teacher claimed that when I interact with the teacher, they said that university is assessing. Why should we? How we can make the flexibility and change in that, or according to our own developed assessment system, how we can assess our own student. But friends, you have a internal assessment in your hand. You can develop your own scheme of internal assessment, and through that you can check whether the tracking of your learning outcomes of each learner which you are taking care. Then the assessment to the focus on a core concept, higher order and fundamental skills. Just now I talk about the levels, the knowing, understanding, applying, analysis, synthesis, creation, critical thinking, and innovation. So you think these are the levels. Just I am sharing with you. You can go for the more in literature and find out it. So artificial intelligence based softwares to help track progress of a student to enable to make optimum career choices. Here, there is a new concept of a assessment for a artificial intelligence using it, or a software, or using the computer machine. So due to the pandemic, lots of each one university has gone for the online assessment. And in this online assessment, the ipsative evaluation is one of the concept. Very few universities in the world it is followed, but in India under the PARAK, I think in the near future this ipsative evaluation will come for the at least for the undergraduate and school level. But for the postgraduate and doctoral level, the assessment will be totally depending on or based on the course in charge or the institutional base. The friend, this is ipsative evaluation is the concept that just now we have the online examination. One multiple choice one multiple choice question is appearing on the screen to the student, but unfortunately the student cannot able to attempt to that, and the student feel that it is a very difficult one. Then it goes for the machine. If the student has taken a few seconds, automatically the machine identify that student is unable to solve this problem, or if wrong attempted, that means it is a difficult. Then the machine itself go to the another group of questions which are below level of it, and pick up one question which is easier than the previous one. Then student appear for that. And if successfully appear, then again machine goes for a higher order questions to him. So like that, as per the artificial intelligence software, they had programmed like that, according to the ability of a student, the questions will be selected, and then again easier questions appear, and if able to solve the question. If again the easier question, the lower level question unable to solve, then it goes to again the simple one, the fundamental one, or simple one, or very basic one. We can say easily any student can. But the question bank is prepared according to that, and that's the level, according to that level, and they appeared it. So the ipsative evaluation, which with the help of intelligence is taking care of a student which having a, as per the ability of their own, they can appear, success, go ahead. If not success, go to the lower level, succeed it, and go for the higher level. And with this, the artificial intelligence, it can be possible. And for that purpose, this culture is coming due to the new education policy, and we have to adapt this culture, and we have to familiar with this culture. Wait for it sometimes, or your own institute can develop such types of assessment, and which will be very parallel with the with the new education policy at what it is saying. The National Assessment Center, PARAK, will bring greater synergy in the boards and university examination. Here, all the boards will be under the PARAK, but the undergraduate is also the policymakers has said that the undergraduate of all the nation will be under the PARAK, but still we are waiting for the action plan for the PARAK, in detail action plan, what actually it is saying. And the board of examination will be attached to it, and the purpose of this is that all the boards or all the undergraduates at the nation will be assessed at a similar standard level, but they can appear with their own languages. Tamil can in Tamil, Marathi, but the standard will be of a similar level. So that was the purpose actually the PARAK is going to. So PARAK is coming. That's a simple thing. PARAK is coming, which is taking the care of a national assessment level and standard. The languages will be our own, but the assessment standard will be of a national level, and it will be for afterwards certification. But what I'm saying that for the internal and assessment, for checking the learning pace, we have to go for the what we have discussed about the previously. So self-assessment and peer assessment has to be designed for the internal. Just I said that you can go for open book, you can go for the puzzles, you can go for any other and check it. It will be totally depending on the how the scheme of a course in charge is placing before the board of examination of each university or each college. They should have, or in the department or school, and they can propagate it for the first day of the semester. It is essential that the student should know that how I am going to be assessed for this course. Why I'm saying that it is very important. One of the example I'm sharing with you of a one Indian student admitted had taken a course of a Oxford University of a MBA program, and afterwards what happens after 2 years completed the program, he appeared for the interviews for the job but not selected. Then he moved to the court, and he make a party of Oxford University that claiming that you announced the course, I appeared. You tested me as a entrance examination, which test you decided. You had interviewed me for the selection, not me, according to you, university standards. I had paid the fee, you had decided. I had gone through the curricula which you had taught us, you had decided. I had gone through the examination or assessment system which you had decided. And you had given me the degree. But when I go to the market, what you had claimed, that is not happening. So give me my remunerations back. And the Oxford University ready to pay his all fees to the student. But he said that, no, I want my life's 2 years. My life's 2 years, which I had spent at your institute, but for which purpose I had spent that 2 years, I was unable to, there is no any achievement in my life. So I want my 2 years. One day in India also, if we never create a culture which the new education policy is saying, the continuous tracking of a student, of their learning outcome, whether the learning is happening or not, and assessing it and informing them, or giving the treatment or remedy, or we can say that the intervention to improve it and establish the level of it. And for that purpose, the institute has to go for the self-assessment. There will be, as per the new education policy, next 10 years will be too much reform in the structuring. restructuring. Not university will conduct the examination. The institute has to conduct a own examination, and for that purpose we have to be ready for that. I think for the self-assessment and peer assessment and the modes, you can have their own way, and the institute has to design according to that. The National Testing Agency is also recommended here, so we have to wait it for the action plan for that, so that the coaching, this business can be taken into care. So this is the AI based software to be used for the student track their own growth of their academic years. So friend, the public examination, which I said that the board examination, university examination through the PARAK and National Testing Agency, it will be there. These are recommended in a new education policy. So the guidelines are University Grant Commission for the school level are up to the 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, and then afterwards the university level as the graduates, it is going to be start. And next year the new guidelines will be available to us. Actually, some of the university UGC had initiated the academic credit bank, and also a education's multiple entry and multiple exit examination system is there. Reforming examination from grade 9 to 12, which is the paramount and focus area. Also afterwards the university examination is there, which we had discussed about it. That is there, and for that purpose the teachers training, they had also initiated how to assess the student at the university level. Also now the academic staff colleges has been told that how the teachers will be trained to have a assessment, self-assessment, peer assessment, continuous assessment, competency-based assessment. That I said that with the IPCT evaluation, but as I am a director of a academic staff college of a Savitribai Phule Pune University, we are waiting from the University Grant Commission actual action plan of a creation of a assessment culture for that. So friends, the objectives of setting norms, standards and guidelines for assessment and evaluation, which will be set by the National Higher Education Commission, the third pillar. You may aware of that National Education Policy. They have now a higher education commission, and that commission will take care of this. There will be 4 pillars. One will be for the regulation, second will be for the granting, third will be preparing the norms and standard of institution, including the assessment, and the last one will be the accreditation. So these 4 pillars, and still the functioning of the HERA, the regulation and all this thing is, we are waiting for that. So guiding the state and universities for the achievement of the survey, conducting national achievement surveys, monitoring learning outcome in the country. For that purpose, the National Assessment Center will take care, and the PARAK will be there. That process is going on. We are still waiting for that. So performance assessment review, analysis of knowledge for holistic development, which is the main core aim or objective of a higher new education policy is saying. The national testing agencies in this line, the universities to use this common entrance exam rather to have their own entrance examination, thereby drastically reducing the burden on the student, universities and colleges and the entire education system. So there will be a national level entrance, national level testing agency, which will be here. Individual universities and colleges shall have the liberty to see value of using the national testing agency assessment for their admissions. They can go for higher level if they want, but if they want to recognize the NTA, consider the NTA score, and they can go for that. So support for the gifted student and student with the special, it's an inclusive education approach we have to see. I'm sharing with you this examination due to the online examination system in this pandemic situation. Savitribai Phule Pune University has introduced a audio answer sheets and audio answer question papers to the visually impaired student, and we have succeeded in this line. We have a center here for a inclusive education center at Savitribai Phule Pune University. 600 students of a Savitribai Phule Pune University of a various colleges and various degrees, they appeared with this, and this was a successful story of a Savitribai Phule Pune University and the assessment of a specially aid students, especially visually impaired student. We send them a question with their login. The question appear on the screen, and the screen reader software was there. They push the button, and it reads the question, and student answer it. Student answer is by speaking. It is recorded, and this like that. At the last question appears, all the questions answer was recorded there, and it has been sent to the assessor or examiner. They again listen it and awarded the marks. By this way, we had shifted from a written hard copy of a answer book to a audio answer book system in this year. So this type of changes we have to do according to needs of the learner, especially the challenges for the gifted student, their challenges and higher and innovative level to be achieved, or creative level to be achieved. For they should feel that examination is a challenge for the gifted student. So according to the nature of a student or their ability of a student, the assessment system to be now changed. The implementation plan for the preparation of a new assessment pattern for all stages of schools and university education, building a culture of a formative and adaptive assessment, which I said that adaptive and iterative, the capacity building of a teachers to undertake assessment as a learning and assessment learning. I said that every year the teachers will be trained now how to assess instead of content the competencies, the capacity building of a paper setter and moderator of a new assessment pattern, preparation of a question bank according to the competency based items, the development of assessment pattern and evaluation procedure for holding the state board and undergraduate at the university levels, the redesigning of a report card. As I said that, and which would be at university level, the academic credit bank, it will be credited in there now. The credit will be remain there for 7 years, and student can take a benefit of that one, or credit can be acquired by a MOOCs courses, another courses by other institutions, and that nitty-gritty and guidelines has to be prepared by each university's academic councils. The development of IT-based tracking system, progress of learners at every stage, development of a plan to reduce the burden of examination, renaming of a compartment of examination, the improvement exams and strengthen these exams and make them low stake by it may be CBSE, university boards, or everything. The review of a subject offered by the each board of studies and degree for them. So friends, this is the hello.
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
can you listen me?
Yes, sir.
My video is not opening. I am at the end. Yes.
We can see you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, madam. So now I stop my sharing, and I stop my sharing with you. These are the new culture is coming in the new education policy. Lots of things in that. To my mind, 2-3 things are very important. Content is a vehicle. Teacher should have ability to create their own content, which actually they want to develop the competencies. So for that purpose, curriculum analysis is very important. Competencies to be identified through which content they are going to deliver. Unless what happens, there was a I am working with some topmost universities in the world. That one university is a Melbourne University, Monash University from Melbourne. And my one of the research partner, Professor Dinesh Moore, visited Pune, and he expressed me a one wish that I want to visit to your colleges. So I suggested to go to the Ferguson College, OSP College, a very reputed college from Pune city. And 2 days he was going there. He prepared his notes and come to me. And I said that, how was the experience? He said that he was nervous. He said that, Sanjeev, it was very sad that I'm using a one phrase that your teachers, very few teachers are there who are good, but most of the 80% teachers, I can say that they are academic colleagues. I was wonderful. I said that how it is surprisingly you are saying that we are academic colleagues. He said that what the college is doing, college is lifting the bag from truck and putting into godown and vice versa. Like that, your teachers are picking some words from somebody had authored books and putting into the classroom, not analyzing the things, not classifying it, not linking to the examples of your learner's life and like that. And for that purpose, avoiding this type of comments, I think we have to go for the competency-based education, and teachers should be capable to have to have a develop their own assessment pattern and competency base. Then IT will be there. Now the information technology and artificial intelligence will be there. So how the technology will be utilized for that purpose also the teacher has to take care of this assessment. But the basic idea of a assessment not to be, two types of reform are there in the examination system which the new education policy is seeing. One is the administration of a examination, which I had shared with the example of a just now the audio answer book. It is the administration of a examination. Second thing is that which we are saying that preparing the rubrics of a competency based rubrics, level based, and according to that level whether the student has been achieved or confirmation of that, and according to that the award of it grades are acquiring the credits by the student, that facility to be prepared there. So that thing is the real, I can say, the reform in a assessment and evaluation. So friends, I'm stopping this with this. The new education policy is really one of the great opportunity to change everyone and confirm the learning has been happening in the learning process or not of our own student. And it will be a great opportunity that how the value of a graduates we can raise through this. Thank you for patience listening.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now invite Ms. Anupama Tomar, ma'am, member of our examination committee, to please conduct the question answer session. We have 2-3 questions from the participants.
Thank you.
Over to you, Anupama, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for sharing with us such an informative session on NEP 2020 assessment reforms. Participants, if you have any questions, you can just post in the chat box.
Anupama, ma'am, I have sent you a few questions on WhatsApp, the questions which were asked by the participants. Anupama, ma'am.
Sorry, ma'am. Today my mobile is not working. That's why I couldn't
Okay.
On my WhatsApp.
Yes.
Yes.
May I ask you a question, sir, here? Professor Sonawane, may I ask you a question?
Madam, sir just joined again.
What happened?
Sir is here, ma'am.
Sir is there. Sir is there on the group. Oh, he. Participants, if there are any questions, please post it in the chat box.
Madam, sir has muted his audio.
Yes, I'm trying to unmute him. I'm asking him to unmute himself. Professor Sonawane?
Madam, there is joining. He has not yet joined, so we have to wait for 2 minutes, I guess.
Pardon?
We have to wait for 2 minutes. Sir has not joined. He's joining.
Okay, okay. Meanwhile, if there are any questions, please post it in the chat box.
Ma'am, I think there are no questions. Should we move ahead?
Yes, yes.
Deepti ma'am?
Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you ma'am. So now I would request Amit Gavade sir to propose the final vote of thanks.
Yes, okay.
Sonawane sir just joined, so we want he can unmute and he can speak.
Oh, he has not joined the video. Audio.
No, he joined by the name Professor Sonawane.
Yes, but there is no audio there.
But he has not yet connected his audio.
Yes.
So,
Anupama ma'am, there is one question in the chat box from Mr. Vihar Nisargan.
Yes, yes, yes.
So if Professor Sonawane joins, with
Yeah,
his,
I'll ask.
you can ask that question. I just spoke to Professor Sonawane. He is joining again. So we'll wait for a minute or so and then we'll resume.
Hello, sir has joined.
Sir has joined, but there seems to be some problem with his audio connection.
yes, sir has joined, but he has not connected with his
Yes.
audio.
Yes. I think we'll proceed. Over to you, Amit sir.
Thank you, Deepti madam. So thank you all of you. So it's my privilege to propose a formal vote of thanks at the end of this RUSA sponsored one-day national webinar on examination and assessment reforms in the NEP 2020 framework initiated by the IQAC and organized by our examination department. So in our first session, Dr. Vinay Bhole focused on how there is a need to accept the changes that are taking place in the assessment technique globally as an educator. The recommendation in the NEP needs to be considered positively as it focuses on holistic development and assessment of students. In the second session, Professor Sanjeev Sonawne mentioned why India needs to shift from content-based assessment to competency-based assessment. The teachers also should focus on developing the course objectives aimed at specific competencies and evaluate if those are achieved at the end of the semester. Also, Sir has mentioned how the teacher will play a very important role in content development. So this was our summary of 2 sessions. So putting together, now let me thanks the entire team. So putting together a webinar of this level would not have been possible without the help and efforts of many. First and foremost, I would like to thank the parent body of our institution, Chikitsak Samuha, and its president, Mr. Kishore Ravnekar, Vice President, Dr. Kiran Mangaonkar, Joint Secretary, Dr. Gurunath Pandit, and Chief Education Officer, Dr. Mala Kharkar, for their support in organizing this event. I thank our speaker, Dr. Vinay Bhole and Professor Sanjeev Sonawne, for taking time out of their busy schedule and guiding the audience with their nuanced speeches. I thank Mr. Pankaj Kumar, SPD. I thank Mr. Nipun Vinayak, SPD, RUSA, Government of Maharashtra, for his cooperation. Also, thank you, Mr. Pramod Patil, Joint Director, SPD, RUSA, Government of Maharashtra. Dr. Vijay Joshi, Chief Consultant, RUSA, Dr. Pramod Pabrekar, Senior Consultant, RUSA, and Mr. Shantanu Pawar, Consultant, RUSA, for being on our advisory committee for this webinar. My special thanks to our Principal Dr. Shrikant Sawant and our Vice Principals, Dr. Aarti Sawant, Dr. Trisa Joseph, and Dr. Ramesh Shamgar for their support. Thank you, Dr. Bhushan Mulgaonkar, RUSA Nodal Officer, for your able coordination and guiding us on the technicalities. I thank you all for showing an interest in our webinar and being a part of our memorable experience. Last but not the least, a big thank you to all my colleagues in the organizing team for working seamlessly to make this event happen. Now, about few instructions about the feedback and e-certificate. The link for the feedback is being posted in the chat box. It will also be shared in the Telegram group. So the link will be active for 24 hours, that is till 2 p.m. on Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021. So please be carefully while filling your name and the name of the institution, as they will appear on the e-certificates. Since the certificates are auto-generated, no changes can be made. So you will receive the certificate within 5 days. Do not leave the Telegram group till you receive your certificates. Reach out to us if you do not receive the certificates by September 30, 2021. So thank you once again. Stay home, stay safe. So I declare that, this session is over now.
The feedback link has been posted in the chat box. Participants, please note. We are also posting the link for the feedback in the Telegram group now. Thank you.